What is going on, everybody? It's Alex back with another video, and today we have a pretty interesting one. So this is a game called Ready or Not. Now, it's a game I've actually heard about. I probably heard about this game maybe 3-4 months ago. Haven't known about it for a crazy long time, but it's been on my mind. I've been waiting for more information before talking about it, really making a video. When it was initially announced, I really thought it was going to be a Rainbow Six competitor, and then some more information came out, and it sounded like it was just going to be a single-player game. But now we have more information, and it is multiplayer as well. It seems like a full-fledged game. So before we hop into the video, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel if you enjoy this kind of content. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitch as well. Everything is OfficialFTG. Let's get into the video, guys. So this is an indie game created by Void Interactive. It's a small indie game, but it's actually very cool. You guys are seeing gameplay right now. The game looks amazing. Hopefully it looks something like this when we actually get it. But the game looks pretty solid right now. This is something I'm very excited for. So they claim that the game is a blend of first-person action and tactical strategy. So basically, you're following a SWAT team through what they claim is based on real-life events. They're shooting for an authentic and accurate tactical experiments, and it says that they even collaborated with law enforcement in the development of this game, which is really cool. They're actually bringing real-life things, call-outs, and stuff like that to a video game. Something like Rainbow Six, which, by the way, is a good comparison to this game, but something like Rainbow Six is very tactical compared to something like Call of Duty. But if you compare it to real-life law enforcement and stuff like that, it's really not all that tactical. Again, it's a video game. That's not necessarily what it's shooting for, so that's definitely not a bad thing. This is definitely going more for the real, accurate tactical experience, which I think is pretty cool. I think it's definitely catering towards more of a niche audience, but I think it could actually have a very big audience. So something that I find very interesting is they're using an emphasis on less lethal takedowns. Like I said, this is going for more of a realistic, real-life, SWAT team vibe to the game. So obviously in real life, if there's a bad guy, you're gonna try your best not to kill them. Only in really bad circumstances do you really want to engage and take out the enemy like that. Obviously it's necessary, and in the game it definitely will be necessary, but this game is really based on handling situations well, including less lethal takedowns, which I find very interesting. Especially in this day and age, it seems like every game is just based on straight up killing, and it's kind of crazy at this point. So it's interesting to see a game that's actually focusing on non-lethal weapons and stuff like that. I'm really curious to see how this plays out. I think it'll really bring a whole new level of tactical gameplay to the game. So something is kind of cool. They've talked about in the campaign, aspects of each mission are actually procedurally generated, such as the enemy location, traps, and so much more. They talked about finding enemies. So say the whole mission takes place in a bank, so enemies may actually be in different locations, traps may be in front of different doors, stuff like that. Aspects of each mission are actually procedurally generated, which will be very interesting. Every replay will actually be different. If you think you learned how to complete a mission, something, it may be completely different the next time, and much easier, much harder, which I think is really cool. I think it'll add a lot of replayability and stuff like this, especially if it's co-op. It'll be pretty cool. They've mentioned a mission planning phase, which is really cool, brings back a lot of memories of Heist and GTA Online. You're actually going to have a mission planning phase where you can choose how you want to take on the mission completely. So they gave a few examples. One of them was you choose to knock out the power and then bring night vision goggles so you can do everything in the dark. So you can choose to go out a mission that way with how you build your team, everything like that. You can load up with gas and, load out your team with gas masks. So you can actually see and traverse through it where everyone else can't. So you can completely customize your team's loadout and choose how you want to go about the mission. So you can do things like crazy. You have so much freedom in how you want to tackle each mission. So when it comes to a lot of these indie games, you really come to expect kind of lack of polish and lack of detail. And obviously we don't have gameplay, so it's definitely too early to see how this is going to work. But it sounds like they're adding things in this game that you would just not expect from such a small team. For example, they talked about opening doors. So obviously you can open doors manually. You walk up to it, you press the interact key, and it opens doors, exactly what you would expect. But also you have an option to kick the door in if you want to really get in there, with guns blazing, stuff like that. Also, you have an option to open the door just a little bit so you can do something like throw a grenade in and then close it with all the enemies on the other side. Like, there's so many options with just something as simple as opening a door. Like, that's very interesting. Also, you have different ways to actually open the door. For example, if you want to be sneaky and stealthy, you can lockpick the door, or you can go in guns blazing and you can bring a battering ram and break through the door, or you can just shoot it with a shotgun. Like, there are so many ways to actually just interact with a door. And that may sound stupid. I just spent like 30 seconds talking about a door in a video game, but that's actually very important. Think about all the breaching, like in a tactical shooter like this. Think about Rainbow Six Siege. Think about, you know, just police in general. Getting through a door, breaching a door is very, very important, and having so many options in a game like this, I feel like, is huge. So as you would expect, there is bullet penetration, which is really awesome. In a game like this, I feel like that's very important. And they said that the bullet penetration is based on thickness, material, and bullet speed. So it's not just everything's exactly the same, you can shoot through everything, everything's destructible. No, certain things, like if you're shooting through bricks, stuff like that, it probably won't be destructible, or maybe it'll take a lot of bullets to completely break it, something like that. Whereas if it's just, you know, a little bit of wood, your bullets are going to go right through. Your weapons are going to determine how much penetration you have. That is really cool. That is necessary. I like it. So it says there's a career mode and tactical PvP. So the career mode is where a player must orchestrate plans with an AI-driven SWAT team under their command. So it looks like you're going to be the squad leader trying to complete a task, and you have AI-driven SWAT team. You can command them. You can equip them however you want. That sounds pretty cool. Kind of what you would expect. They mentioned co-op, but they didn't necessarily say it was the campaign, so I don't know if that's a complete third mode or if the campaign's actually going to be co-op. I'm not sure, but either way, you know, AI-driven SWAT, that is going to be awesome. I really like the idea of the campaign. Also, there's going to be tactical PvP. This is where the SWAT team faces a rogue movement set to bring the city to its knees. So it sounds like there's going to be this like fictitious group of villains, essentially, that you have to deal with as a SWAT team, which is going to be really cool. It's going to be, you know, good guys versus bad guys, a lot like Rainbow Six. It sounds like the multiplayer is going to be very similar to Rainbow Six. Again, I know I'm making the comparison a lot. I don't think in terms of gameplay it'll be that similar. I think the concepts are just very similar. Also, this is going to be a full-fledged game, you know, single-player co-op, PvP, whereas Rainbow Six is basically just PvP. I know there are certain aspects of other modes, but let's be real. Rainbow Six is just PvP. So something that I didn't expect is they actually talked about having dedicated servers and allowing Steam Workshop mods. They talked about adding weapons, characters, textures. So there's actual like modding community for this game, which is going to be very interesting to see how this takes off. I think if the game actually picks up steam, this could be huge, but it also could just be a lot of wasted resources if it doesn't take off. So I guess we'll see, but that tells me they have a lot of faith in the game. So unfortunately, a lot of people thought this game was going to be coming out this year. I did too. Unfortunately, the full release date is set for Q4 2020. So we got about a year and a half before we're actually going to be able to play the full release. However, they do say that they're planning an alpha and a beta. So the beta is set for June 2020. So, you know, about a year, a little over a year until that. But the alpha starts in August. So everybody, make sure you sign up for the alpha whenever you're able to do that. But we're really not that far away from being able to see more gameplay and actually get some people getting their hands on the game. So that is super exciting. So there it is, guys. Ready or not. Let me know what you guys think about this game in the comments. I'm really curious to see what you guys think. Once again, if you guys haven't already subscribed to the YouTube channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to drop a like. Make sure to comment. If you haven't followed me on Instagram or Twitch, make sure to follow me on those places as well. Thank you guys for all the support. Peace out.